With Israeli Independence Day on the horizon, we wanted to do what's customary, so as a special treat for our audience, joining us in this studio is American comedian Benji Lovitt, who for the last 9 years has been writing out an annual list of all the things that he loves about Israel. Take it away, Benji.
American-Israeli comedian. 10 years in Israel.
American-Israeli, that's true.
Yeah. Alan, how are you today?
I'm doing great. I love stand-up comedy. I love sit-down comedy, so I'm looking forward to hearing from you.
I hear you're a very funny guy yourself.
Well, you know, some of my good friends are, Larry David is one of my good friends. I learn from the best.
But tell Larry I'm sorry I didn't return his phone calls. I feel terrible about that.
Right.
So, Yom Haatzmaut is coming up. There's so many things we love about this magical country. I wanted to share a few observations with you and see what you thought about these. These are only in Israel moments. So, Alan, I love that in America, Esther Ginsburg would be an 80-year-old grandmother in Boca. In Israel, she's a swimsuit model who also lights the Hanukkah candles, by the way. Just amazing.
Love it.
We'll do another one and see what you think. I love that in Israel, you can talk to a total stranger for 5 minutes, ask if his sister is single, and not get punched in the face. Yeah, you might have heard that Israelis are a little bit more straightforward than Jews in America.
Very good. Very good. I like that.
Yeah, let me ask you this. We're very straightforward here. Do you know how to say in Hebrew political correctness?
There's probably not a word for it,
Very
right?
good. Alan, you are a funny guy. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
All right, a couple more. I love that when you call the wrong number on a holiday, they say Chag Sameach before hanging up.
That's good.
It's amazing.
That's good.
All right. I love that certain stores advertise their dependability by claiming to be open 24/6.
Well, there's a cartoon in the New Yorker about a chassid on the phone calling his business partner and saying, you know, you can always call me 24/6.
It's amazing. This is the only place I've seen. Now, let me ask you this. Speaking of religion, and you know, a lot of people love Jerusalem for the spirituality and the religion. A lot of people love Tel Aviv for the beach and energy. What about you? Are you more a Jerusalem guy or a Tel Aviv guy?
I always divide my time. I go to Jerusalem first. I make my pilgrimage to the Kotel. I meet my religious family members, and then I go to Tel Aviv where I have a great meal, go to a restaurant, a Georgian restaurant where they drink vodka and dance on the tables.
Yeah.
So I like both.
Is that Nanuchka? Is that the restaurant you're talking about?
That's the one.
That's a good one.
Do you know that President Obama once called me while I was in Nanuchka, and I had to say, I'm sorry, I can't take your call. I can't hear anything. Call me in 15 minutes when I'm back in the hotel. And the White House switchboard said, we're not used to people saying we can't take a call from the president. But Nanuchka prevailed.
See, I like that Israeli straightforwardness.
Israelis have even more chutzpah than Americans. I don't know why they're critical of the term. It's a wonderful term. It suggests an unwillingness to bow one's head. It literally comes from the Bible. When Abraham argued with God, how shofet kol aretz lo yaseh mishpat chalila lecha, the Talmud describes that as chutzpah kla'apei shemaya, using the Aramaic. So there's a very early historical religious source for the term chutzpah. I'm proud to be called a chutzpahnik.
You know, see, if I had had you as my Hebrew school teacher, things would have turned out differently. We didn't learn so much when I was a student.
Education is much, much better today than it was in my day, or I suspect in your day.
Now, Alan, we got to wrap up. Last thing, speaking of chutzpah, how about next time you come to Israel, we do stand-up comedy together? What do you think, you and me?
Well, I'm getting old now, so you do the stand-up, I'll do the sit-down.
Great.
And we'll do a joint appearance with you standing over me and me trying to respond to your very, very fun comments.
Alan, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All
My
right.
pleasure.
Well, unfortunately, that is all the time that we have for today. Thank you so much for your time, Professor Dershowitz, and I also want to thank all of our guests. If you'd like Professor Dershowitz to answer your questions, go to our Facebook page and submit them. We'll see you again next week.